Seeker is without a doubt the coolest character in Risk of Rain, but since his addition in the Seekers of the Storm DLC, his coolness hasn't exactly translated to winning basketball. Until now, baby! 3 new abilities? I haven't been this excited since they added Peter Griffin to Fortnite. These challenges are honestly not that bad. Hit 3 or more airborne enemies with a 3rd hit of Spirit Punch? Easy. Meditate 20 times without missing an input? Easy. Deal 500,000% damage with 1 use of Sojourn's explosion? Okay, that one's kinda hard. But we can do this in 1 run. The first one I managed to do was meditate 20 times. If you really want to, you could just knock it out on the first stage. Is it a little stressful? Maybe, but all you gotta do is click the buttons. So if you screw this one up more than a couple of times, I don't know what to tell you. Go train on Fortnite Guitar Hero or something. The next one I completed was hitting the airborne enemies, and this one also kind of just happens. I know I'm not really giving the greatest advice here, but it really is just like that. Every 3rd hit of your primary explodes, and that explosion needs to hit 3 flying enemies, so your best bet is to just lob shots up into a big group of stuff, and eventually, you'll get it. On my attempt, I just hit a Shrine of the Mountain, and a teleporter spawned 3 jellyfish right next to each other, and after 3 shots, I got it. If you are struggling though, get the Primordial Cube, use it, then shoot the grouped up enemies 3 times. Now, all we have to do is do 500,000% damage with Sojourn's explosion, but this is gonna take more explaining, so let's rewind back to the start. First, pick Monsoon for maximum funness. Then, choose the Artifact of Command, Sacrifice, and Rebirth. Command lets you choose your own items, Sacrifice makes monsters drop items, and Rebirth gives you a free item. The last 2 are optional. Once you've entered the battlefield, you should probably know how the Sojourn utility works, so I guess I should tell you. For each second you are in Sojourns, you lose 25% of your health, but your explosion damage increases by 500%. If you were to get no damage or healing items, you would have to be in Sojourns for an insane amount of time to reach 500,000% damage, and that is just not gonna happen with Seeker's pitiful amount of health. So we need to get items that are either going to increase our damage, increase our health regen, or minimize health taken. I know the last 3 sound kind of the same, but they're not. In Sojourns, after 10 seconds, you will receive 0% healing from all sources, no matter how many healing items you have. So that's why I would only recommend getting a Planula and maybe a few Harvester Scythes in terms of health regeneration. The rest of the healing items you get should only be the ones that increase your amount of health or mitigate the damage taken. That way, they work after 10 seconds. This includes Infusion, which adds to your health, Teddy Bears, which have a chance to block damage taken entirely, and most importantly, Repulsion Armor Plates, which reduce all incoming damage by 5 and pairs great with Planula. Okay, now that we have our health taken care of, we need to find a way to increase our damage. I always like to get crit classes because they give you a higher chance to get a crit, which pairs well with the Harvesting Scythes I told you to get, and even better with Laser Scope, which you should get if you find a red item. Probably the best thing you can get though is the Crowbar, which does plus 75% damage to enemies above 90% health, and that is really only rivaled by Delicate Watches, which are most definitely going to break in Sojourn, so I wouldn't even bother getting them. I would, however, recommend getting Focus Crystals, which increase damage to enemies within 13 meters by 20%, and Armor Piercing Rounds, which increase damage to bosses. Other than that, really the only other thing you should get are backup mags, because who doesn't like fisting your enemies with a million hands? Oh, what I would give to be Mithrix right now. Alright. Those are all the items that you need to get the last challenge. It took me a little longer than it should have in my run because I was figuring it out on the spot and I kind of forgot that repulsion armor plates existed. Fucking idiot. But you should be able to do it with like 10 crowbars, 5 repulsion armor plates, and a couple of other damage stuff. And there you have it. The new secondary is sick, the tornado is absolutely broken, and the flying palm is just cool as hell. For more Risk of Rain videos, check out the Risk of Rain playlist on my channel, and if you want to stay up to date with my no longer relevant tutorials, consider subscribing. 1 sub equals 1 fist up my ass.